All right, everybody. Super excited to be here. I am absolutely super excited to be here. Don't forget to put your comments, put your questions in the comments. Definitely put your questions in the comments. I am just making sure that the audio is working. I've been having some hiccups with audio on some of these presentations, and I definitely do not want that to happen to us tonight together. So just going over there to do that real quick. Let me pull this up, see if I've got good audio. Okay, I do have good audio, and I hear it echoing. So I'm going to set this over here so I can keep an eye on it. And then the way that I'm doing it tonight is a new way also that I haven't done in the past. So I will be clicking between two different tabs. So let's go ahead and get started on our presentation, guys. Buying a home, guys, you could do it. If I could buy a home, you could buy a home. So don't feel like there's invisible barriers to you accomplishing your dream of home ownership, guys. And from my own experience, home ownership is a great way to build wealth. I've only lost money on two houses, and there were certain reasons that I lost money on those houses. But the other five times that I've bought and sold houses, I've made money on it, guys. And it's like a forced savings plan. And plus, homes typically appreciate. So not only are you getting savings, but you're also getting appreciation. So it's pretty cool how it all works out. Let's go ahead and get into our presentation. So let me go over here. Let me switch over to the next steps. And it seems like it is working. So that is great. Okay, so it seems like it's working. I will keep an eye on the video over here. So step number one, you got to call me. You got to just, we need to talk. We need to figure out what exactly it is that you're looking for in your new home. We also want to talk about what payment ranges you're comfortable with. The location is super important and your timeline. So step number one, just give me a call, 405 369 8202. 405 369 8202. Give me a call so we could discuss your timeline, your desired location, what payment range you're comfortable with, so that when I get you the information to a local lender who other customers have been happy with, you'll be able, I will give them all that information so they know which way to already take the conversation. Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if that makes sense. Step number two, guys. When you call the lender, they're going to do a credit check once you fill out your loan application. Guys, the loan application is a pain in the bottom. There's no question about it. The loan application is a pain in the bottom. You just got to get through it. Okay, get through it. Click submit. It gives the lender permission to pull your credit. They'll pull your credit. They'll review your application. They'll call you, and then they'll go over what type of loan types are available, what type of loan programs are available to help you accomplish your home ownership goals. To help you accomplish your home ownership goals. Is that helpful? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if that's helpful. Okay. And don't forget to put your comments in the questions. Step number three, after we get through step one and two, then we start looking for houses. We're going to set up a search with the local MLS, the most up-to-date information, the most, all the different websites get their information from the MLS except for sale by owners. But all the other houses that are available that other real estate professionals are putting for sale are available on the MLS. You'll get it before any third website, any secondary website that's not the MLS. So anything that the public has access to, this is where they're getting that information from the MLS. Okay. And then we'll also schedule times to go look at those houses, guys. We'll be able to go walk through them. And when you're looking for your home, guys, keep in mind, you'll know it when you find the one. You'll know it. You'll be like, this is it. Like you'll walk around and you'll be like, this is it. This is the one. I know it's the one. That moment will hit you. You will know it. You won't question like, maybe it's the one. You'll know it. It is the one. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, let's go on to step number 4. Writing a winning offer. Okay, if you've looked at 5, 10, 15 houses, okay, and you find the one. The seller's already telling you what they want for it. If that's the right house for you, you already know what the seller wants for it. It's not difficult, guys. It's not rocket science. Seller wants X, you give them X, you get to buy your new home. You get to buy your new home. Now, if you're like, well, let's offer them 10,000 less. My first question is going to be, is this really the one, guys? Is this really the one? I mean, we've looked at 5, 10, 15 homes. You seem really excited about this one. Like, do you want to keep looking at homes or do you want to buy your new home? Okay. Because in the scheme of things, what the seller's asking is nothing compared to a 30-year financed mortgage. So if you're worried about $5,000 or $10,000 up front, don't even look at what that house is actually going to cost you over the next 30 years. Because sometimes it's double, if not triple the cost. That's why you want to pay your loan down quick. That's why you want to pay your loan off early. Okay. Don't let $5,000 or $10,000 stop you from getting the home that you want, because who knows when the next one's going to show up that meets your criteria. Does that make sense? You want to write a winning offer. Okay. Thumbs up on that one. Any questions on that one? Okay. Not seeing any questions on that one. Let me double check one more spot. Nope. I'm not seeing any questions on that one. Okay. Number 5, possible negotiations. Let's say the closing date you put on the contract doesn't quite jive with the seller. Let's say the earnest money amount, they just want a little bit more. They're not comfortable with a smaller earnest money amount or something. Or you've chosen a title company. They're like, no way in heck am I using that title company. Okay, there are title companies out there that are horrible, guys. There are. So if someone's had a bad experience with a title company, there's no way in heck they're going to use them. That's just the name of the game. But let's say something comes up that you have to do a couple bits of negotiation on, or the seller might be out of town on the closing date that you chose, or there might be already have a wedding planned or a wedding that they're going to on the closing date that you've chosen, just something like that. Does that make sense? There might be some minor negotiations even when you write a winning offer. Does that make sense? Okay, thumbs up. Thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay, now we're going to go into the inspections period. Let's say you and the seller finish out your negotiations. You guys come to an agreement, and you go into the inspections and the financing and the title stage. Okay, guys, this is speed dating. You're not married to the home yet. You haven't even engaged the home yet. You've just asked the home to go out on a date. And all your inspections are considered speed dates. So you're going to get a home inspector in there, a termite inspector. If it has a well and septic, then you'd want to get a home inspector that does well and septic. That way you can get it all done at once. And then you're going to find out if you need any additional inspections, like a roof inspection, foundation inspection, electrical, heat and air, mechanical, plumbing, etc., etc. But that initial set of home inspections, well and septic, if it's on a piece of land, and your termite inspection is going to tell you which direction to go with your additional inspections. And you want to get that home inspection done ASAP. At the same time you're doing inspections, title company is building the abstract, they're updating it, and they're going to give you what's called a title report. And when you get that title report, you have 10 days to look at it and find everything agreeable. If there's something you don't find agreeable, we ask the seller to fix it, or you cancel the contract. Does that make sense? Thumbs up. At the same time, all of this is going on, you're going to be giving the lender 2 years of tax returns, federal and state. You're going to be giving the lender 2 months of bank statements, all the bank statements that are on that loan application. You're going to give the lender your 2 months of pay stubs too. Okay. And they're going to be doing what's called underwriting on your loan while you're doing inspections and while the title company is doing the title report. So a lot of different things are going on right now during this speed dating phase. That takes us to step number 7. Step number 7, guys, this is where you actually ask yourself, do I want to buy the home? This is the one where you're actually asking yourself, is this the home for me? Because you've done all these inspections on it. And you ask yourself, if there's a material defect that detracts from the value of the home, if the seller's willing to fix that, am I still willing to purchase the home? And if the answer is yes, we write down those items on the TRR and we submit that TRR to the seller so that the seller can then decide if they want to fix those items. Now, this is a real gray area of the contract. There's only default 7 days to come to a written agreement. If a written agreement's not reached, that contract's no longer valid. That contract is actually, I think it's called terminated, because an agreement's not reached on the TRR. So when you turn in these items, that's what you want to think about as a buyer. Are these items that you're willing to lose the home over? Because if the seller doesn't want to fix it and the buyer and the seller can't reach an agreement on that TRR, contract's terminated, okay? And the seller gets the opportunity to sell the home to someone else. So that's something you want to think about as a buyer. And if you want to buy this home, and if you're serious and you turn in that TRR and the seller agrees to it, guys, we're moving on to closing. The seller's going to start working on fixing those repairs. You're going to start planning your move. You're going to start getting to step 8. And step 8 is where you're going to get the utilities in your name. You're going to plan the move. We're going to go do a repair walkthrough once the repairs are done. And then we're going to do a final walkthrough right before closing. This is the serious time. This is the marriage ceremony, guys. The closing is the marriage ceremony. So after that final walkthrough, if the house looks like it did when we contracted it and all the repairs have been done, which we've already checked on the repair walkthrough, then we're going to go to closing. You're going to get 3 days before closing typically, unless it's a cash deal, a settlement statement. You're going to go get a cashier's check from your bank for the amount that you need for your down payment and closing cost, depending on how it was negotiated and if any down payment programs were used. We're going to take that to closing. You're going to give it to the closer. They're going to fill out all the paperwork with you. You're going to sign a bunch of papers. Then you're going to get keys to your new home. And also, 3 days before closing, you made sure that you had the utilities set up in your name. Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Does that make sense? Now you've got a home, guys. Now you get to start home ownership. So in less than, how much time have we been live? In less than 15 minutes, I walked you through the 8 steps it takes to buy a home. It's pretty straightforward. When the more knowledge you have, the easier everything seems because you already know what to expect. And that's the whole point of this video today, to give you the information in a very digestible way so that you know that home ownership is attainable and why so many people have built their wealth through home ownership. So after closing, don't forget, you got to move. Take your time moving, guys. Don't get overwhelmed. One box at a time, guys. If you've got little kiddos, keep them involved or have someone watch them so they don't get in the way while you're moving, okay? You don't want to get upset at them because it's a big stressor in their lives. It's a brand new home. You don't want your kids to regress, and you don't want your kids to be feeling left out. Maybe you've got a loving family member that could watch the kiddos for you while you move or something along those lines. But while you're moving, with or without kids, one box at a time, take your time and absolutely enjoy your new home. It's going to be an amazing experience. Also, don't forget, with home ownership comes maintenance. So definitely budget 1 to 2% every year just to help with any maintenance items that come up. A hot water tank could cost anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. A roof repair, anywhere between $500 and $1,000. So budget wisely. Don't get house broke. Be prepared, and congratulations on buying your new home. Now, guys, if you want to know more about Seminole, Oklahoma real estate, this slide right here has a QR code that you can scan for the Seminole, Oklahoma real estate group. Okay, I put different links out there every week that let you look at houses in all the areas of Seminole County and the major metropolitans around Seminole, like Tecumseh and Shawnee too. And then the other QR code here on this page, guys, well, guys, that's the Seminole, Oklahoma. That's the Living in Seminole, Oklahoma real estate channel. Okay, that channel goes over pros and cons, cost of living, neighborhoods, things to do, different seminars like this on how to buy a home, how to sell a home in Seminole, Oklahoma. So join that Facebook group, subscribe to that YouTube channel, guys, And I'm super excited to meet you when the time comes and when you're ready to actually buy your home. And if you need to sell a home, don't hesitate to reach out too. Of course, we help sellers get their home sold. Guys, I've really enjoyed this presentation today. And I always want to remind you that if you have questions, please put them in the comments or please reach out to me directly. 405-369-8202. That's my number. It also goes to my CRM. So if I'm tied up on another appointment, the CRM will reach out with the AI technology and ask how it can help you. And maybe it can get what you need just via the AI while I'm on another appointment. I'm so excited you took time to watch today's video. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone else who's thinking about buying a home. That way they can gain the knowledge that you just gained from this video. And don't hesitate to reach out. See you guys on the next video.